Today, what you'll see on the field, more red zone work. There'll be a competition that goes on during that period. You'll see, we do like a point system. For instance, a field goal is 3 for the offense, 4 for the defense, and different ways to score it. But we'll make a big emphasis on that today. We'll also do some 2-minute. I also wanted to stay consistent with the updates when I have them. Tim McKay, offensive lineman, will begin his return to play ramp up, coming back from his pec injury. So we're excited to see Tim get on the field today. All that said, get rocking with you guys.
Dan, good morning.
Good morning.
What have you learned so far about Laramie Tunsil that you may not have known about him before he got in the building and before he started practicing?
You see the consistency as a competitor going against him. You would see that. I found this is a smart player who's a quick learner, knowing it's a new system, and it doesn't feel like a new system when I'm watching him. And for everybody last year putting it together, setbacks, and so for him, you can see, the studying element of going into it and being prepared. I like seeing that. I knew what the competitor and the performance would look like, but seeing that level of consistency, discipline, man, it shows up like with the good players, doesn't it? Like the things that they're doing right over and over. Like when you watch it, like, now I know why. There's the talent, but he also has the skill, the discipline, all those things that go with it. And I'm seeing that on a regular.
How good is he going to be for a guy like Connerly?
Yeah, it's big, and they spend a good bit of time together, and so those have to happen organically, and it's nice to see that they're already happening. Laramie's walked that walk earlier, and I would say to a certain degree last season, Marcus was really instrumental for us, Mariota with Jayden. He's one of the very best teammates I've ever been around. That type of connection of player to player, it's really, really strong. And so to see that starting to begin with Laramie and Josh and having that much trust in somebody, that Josh does, of watching him and learning, you can imagine like what an invaluable experience that is for Josh. There's coaching side, but then there's another side. Not one stance is the same. Not one set is exactly the same. So I think it's a really cool thing. It does have to happen, on its own with, spaces to do it. And we're really fortunate that way. But it makes me think of Marcus and Jayden and the importance of that. Those talks, just the two of them, going through a technique or a situation, and it's a big deal.
What have you seen from Mikey in camp so far, and how is his comfort level in year 2 shown on the field?
Same or still, I felt I always see, or I put it this way, I know about the ball skills, and so to see there was an interception a few days ago where he was running, towards the middle of the field to go, and the ability to go track it and get it. I think the confidence to know when to take my shot, when not to. And then the last piece that I've seen for him, which I know it was there, and it's not easy to do in your early part of your career, the leader is developing and emerging. And that to me that's the next step for him. The other players believe in him, Nikki, and know that he puts in the work. So to see him take on some leading in his own way, that's a big deal. To see a leader, how does Bobby do it? That's different than the next person that does it. And he's finding his own way to do that, and I think that's really impactful.
Coming off the injury last year, does he look more confident? Does he have his first step back? I mean, are you at the point in camp where you can tell if he's close to where he was a couple years ago?
What I can say, like coming in, his mindset's great, honestly. Coming in, just fresh eyes, a fresh start, everybody kind of doing it together. So I've noticed that, sensed that. His communication is even, more with the other teammates as they're building it together. We're going to be smart as we're going. We're almost here to August, so they're for him, there's more ramp up that will go through it. We're just not going to miss one step, Nikki. So as we're going, a little bit more, then some more, then some more. So we're still into that phase, but we really are going to aim to nail it. And so to say, I've seen good plays from him, yes. Most importantly, I want to see the good, healthy plays, because I know that's when we'll be at our best.
Dan, we'd like to have Terry out there in the field, but what are some of the maybe things you can learn, some of the benefits until you get him out here that you can learn about the offense and how it can help Jayden maybe having to look for different guys?
There's always, like that silver lining that you're talking about, that whose opportunity, whose moment, how do we do things differently? And it really comes down to like opportunities, really, John. In this time of year, we don't move guys around too many spots. You'll see, a player may go from outside to play in the slot. Both the outside positions are similar in the offense. The slot ones move quite a bit more. The tight ends has different locations. So finding different spots, different locations of different people, that part's good, man. I wanted to see as much of that as we can. I really like the crew that we have. So there'll be a time when that's not the case, where everybody's getting different reps. But for right now, it's a big opportunity for some guys, and they really want to go nail it.
To challenge Jayden in this situation, or help him?
Yeah, that'd be a better one for him. I don't know if he's more challenged or less onto that. Right now, like another red zone day, so I think focus on more of the routes and the people and where we're going. There's certain nuances with certain people, and fortunately he's got a lot of banked reps. On this route, this is the exact depth, and Terry would know, okay, I'm at 13, I'm at 12. That doesn't mean that, Debo might be at a different, small location, but nothing at this point. It's really the system and the execution and where we're at.
Regarding Jayden, sometimes we'll see after like a bad rep or during a team portion doesn't go the offense's way, he'll like go up to someone and I would assume correct it, talk about it right away, even with someone with a lot more NFL time like a Debo or something. He'll go up. Is that something he's always done? Is he doing it more this year? And I'm assuming that's got to be pretty encouraging as a coach to see.
It's more at this time of year. I certainly felt that, as the season progressed. Sometimes you go to tell somebody, man, do that exactly the same space. I didn't throw it to the right spot. So I don't want you to think every time he's going to somebody it's correcting. Sometimes it's reinforcing. Man, you hit every part of that. That's on me to make sure it's in the right location. Other times you're exactly right. Hey, I want that, bend it more flat down the line, or I'm going to throw it away from another player's leverage there. So when we see the coverage to go, there was a great interaction between him and Sinnott the other day. There was a certain blitz that Ben had to look quickly to go to it. Jayden put it right on him. So I saw them talking afterwards that connection happened so quickly. Maybe last year that wouldn't have been, but like this specific play, they went, they talked about it, that's it. And so that made me happy too. On that particular play, he was just going to acknowledge to Ben, man, like that was the route, that was the right spot. And so I think there's all three things. One, acknowledgement. Two, like on a good play, or one, you're in the right space, or three, here's why I saw what could be different. So there's all sorts of ones, but the communication's the main thing. Like, if you see it, say it,
Just the early start we've been working with past few days, how much do you like it? How much do the players like it? Does it free up your day?
We just move everything up 1 hour. We just want to do right by the guys. And if we can get like really, high standards of practice better at this point, it's the right thing, man. If we can, any way we can do to, take after the players better. So there's a certain amount of hours you're allowed in the day, so you just basically move everything up by 1 hour. So it takes some sacrifice, especially from like the medical side and the training side, for the players to really ramp up and be ready. It's a good hour to just whatever manual work they need, the getting themselves primed, the on-field preparation. So like the athletic preparation, it takes some time to throw a great practice. So everybody else being in early to help them do that, they get out earlier at night. So it's worth it. We've had a good hot block, and I love the work that the guys are putting in, man. They are absolutely, pushing one another and giving it up for one another. And as a coach, that's what I told them, and I couldn't be more pleased about that. When you give up that kind of effort for one another, that's the big deal. The scheme, that will come. But if you don't have a play style of hard-ass effort and finishing, all the plays in the world ain't going to matter.
Red zone work, what are you seeing from that area, and what are you hoping to see?
Yeah, it's such an important area for us. So when you go through it, Donnie, you want to look at maybe some more man-to-man today, all right, for the offense and for the defense. On another red zone day, let's emphasize zone a little bit more, on the defense, so the routes could be differently. The run game changes some, the field position, there's no more over-the-top throws, so you're attacking so many things laterally. So when we talk about red zone, where it's in the high area where you can throw over people, that's good. Now you get, we have a competition today of 1st and goal at the 9, just play it out and see. But now you're not throwing over people. How are you trying to expand? How do you get into the run game into that spot? So it changes the game because the math of the defense changes. You're not worried about downfield throws, so where's the pylons? When the quarterback gets outside the pocket of trying to push the receiver out of bounds to make him ineligible, the smallest of rules to go. But if you're really going to be good, it's scoring, right, on both sides. And so we really made that an emphasis coming into this camp, and you'll see that a bunch today.
And your second-year players, you talk a lot about. Who have you seen step up the most right now?
I don't know if I'd say the most, but Coleman is one that I've been really impressed about what I've seen so far. But a number of them have really, taken good steps. In some instances, their bodies have changed. Like Baptiste, he's longer, stronger. That was part of his development. I liked what I saw, from McGee as a blitzer. When you can really go onto that, it changes the math of can a running back really block him? And that's Frankie started as a blitzer, and now he can be a rusher. And so what's the difference, Dan? A rusher, you shouldn't put a back on. The offensive lineman has to go to this player. So seeing guys develop, making their moves, it's all part of it. And a number of them are making really good strides.
Hey, good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
So the first week of training camp is now here. This is day 7, I think, of camp. And so what have you really liked so far, and what do you think you all need to improve on, or what you're going to be focusing on as time goes on?
I really enjoyed the last block. I thought it was super competitive about how we're going back, matchups, going for it. Offense wins this period, defense wins this period. Kickoff return work against each other. As the same day we're working kickoff return, we're evaluating guys on kickoff coverage. So this intensity level of work, that's what I've been impressed by. And so I thought that was a very, very effective 3-day block. Now the power of doing it again, and so the power of doing it again. And so that's what I look for today. But at the end, I love doing the situations because then, Candy, the focus goes even higher, even stronger. And I really want to see us in those moments, all on the line, seeing where it's at, everybody to the sideline, 5 seconds left, 47 seconds left. So those are the moments I want to see the focus and the execution in those spots over and over and over. There's certain parts of practice that are more heightened, and the competitions allow us naturally to do that. All right, you guys have a good one.